Moving on to more pleasant subjects. Who in your mind are the top two, say, favourites to face Canelo Álvarez next? I realise you don't promote Canelo, but you do promote Callum Smith.
Yeah. I mean, Triple G, I think, will be next, providing he gets through June the 8th, which we expect him to do. And then I think you've got two guys from there. You've got Demetrius Andrade, who's with us, and you've got Callum Smith, who's with us. Callum Smith is the number one 168-pounder in the world, Ring Magazine champion. Canelo is the number one 160 in the world, Ring Magazine champion. And Demetrius is the final piece of the jigsaw for undisputed in the division. So they're both very important fights, and both fights that I see happening in 2020. I do. And I think it's a great opportunity for Callum Smith. And Golden Boy are talking about it. You know, there's talks behind closed doors with DAZN that Callum's a guy that's going to, you know, there's a lot of fights lined up for Canelo over the next 5 years or however long his contract is. So he has to fight all these kind of guys, and I think there's a real chance that those fights could happen next year.
And Callum's fighting Hassan and Dam, is that right, on the AJ bill?
We're finalising that at the moment, but there'll be an announcement this week, and we just want to get him out. You know, after people's like, why have you taken so long to get him out? It's like he had a baby, and he wanted to do that. So I would have rather got him out.
He didn't actually give birth to it, we should point out.
No, but you know, it's a joint thing, obviously. And so we want to get him out and then keep him active. You know, I would like to box him 3 times this year. You know, June 1, then end of August, September.
I think he'd beat you, to be honest.
Yeah. So it's a really interesting time for Callum, because obviously that Canelo fight is a monster fight for him.
Talking of elite fighters coming over here, Vasyl Lomachenko, I think you were quite confident in your tweet yesterday, I think it was, saying you want to bring it to England. Yeah. How likely is it to happen over here? I mean, it's going to happen.
Very likely. I mean, look, I expect that to be a 50-50 split. So we don't want to start getting a bidding war with DAZN and ESPN and to do it in America when Lomachenko seems to want to do that in England. Obviously, Luke does as well. And it's a very tough fight for Luke, obviously. And it does give him an edge being in the UK, for sure. And he needs an edge in that fight because Lomachenko's a genius. So everything that Loma's said, everything that Top Rank have said so far is that, yes, we're willing to do a deal for that fight in the UK. Now, what is that deal? We'll find that out in the next sort of week or so.
Is it whole KC Stadium or the O2, or are there anywhere else in play?
Manchester Arena. I mean, you know, it's either one of the big arenas or something outdoors. For me, I would like to do it in Hull, because I just think it would be a lifetime experience.
I'd love to see what Lomachenko and the Top Rank bods make of Hull.
I'll just tell him it's Manchester. It'll be fine. And but I just think it would be just such an amazing event for the city. And I think we'd do 30,000. I think it would just be incredible. But the O2 is a special venue for those kind of fights. So we'll have to look at availability and make some decisions.
AJ against Andy Ruiz, fast approaching now. We know it's going to do pretty well, at least in America. He's got an American challenger, it's his American debut. In terms of pay-per-view sales, how do you think it's going to do in the UK, A, with the replacement opponent, and B, with it being on in the early hours?
Obviously, AJ is the biggest pay-per-view star there has ever been in the UK, ever. So we know his fan base is incredible. Obviously, fighting at 3 o'clock in the morning is not ideal, but we are coming on air from 10 p.m. with Coyle against Algieri, with Buatsi, with Callum Smith, with Katie Taylor in an undisputed fight. So for me, it's about, the sell is more about the night. And of course it's about AJ and the Garden and the US debut. And Fight Week's going to be incredible. Weigh in at Times Square, you know, going to Statue of Liberty, ringing the bell at New York Stock Exchange. And there's going to be that much sort of, you know, those iconic images coming back from America, that it's going to be a don't miss moment. It's going to be this is AJ's US debut. So after the Champions League, which could be Liverpool v Tottenham, we'll see, certainly Liverpool, you go straight into the transmission on Sky. And it's one of those big monster sports nights that you don't miss. So I expect the numbers to be really solid. Obviously they won't be as solid as a 10 p.m. Wembley fight, but you know, we know his fan base is extraordinary, and it's a good fight. You know, in boxing, everyone knows it's a good fight, and out of boxing, what we have to convert the minds of the people is just show them people who know boxing, whether it's Jesse Vargas, Canelo, Oscar, saying this is a really good fight. Because my mates will text me and goes, "Who's this Andy Ruiz bloke? He don't look like AJ." You know, it's like, no, but he can fight. He's got a great skill set. He's got a good chin. He's got very fast hands. And it's not a great style for AJ. This is a banana skin. So AJ's got to stay focused. New surroundings, new arena, new time zone, new commission. You know, a lot of Mexican fans now coming. Ruiz will be the first Mexican heavyweight world champion ever.
What is quantified as a really solid number? 500,000?
I would expect more than that, but I think 500,000. You know, he's a million. You know, there's not many pay-per-views he's done that haven't done 1 million buys. So do you do half that? I think you do more. But you know, again, when Hatton boxed Mayweather, which is obviously a bigger fight than Joshua Ruiz, did 1.1 million. When McGregor boxed Mayweather, done 1.2 million. They're 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning pay-per-views, and Joshua's fan base is much bigger than Floyd Mayweather in the UK. So I expect to soar nicely through those numbers.
Brilliant. Well, Eddie Hearn, thank you for your time.
Cheers, mate.
And best of luck on Friday.
Cheers, mate.